Howdy. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, what an intro. All right, so let me ask you something. In your business right now, are you doing all the things you wanted to do? Have you taken any leaps this year to transform your business, whether that's been buying a book, investing in a course, organizing your processes, looking at your customers, engaging with new suppliers and partners? What steps have you taken in terms of your readiness to actually want to achieve this? I've had an amazing day today working with a client that's actually been working with me for a few months and talking about her journey and how she's been able to, good afternoon, how she's been able to actually improve herself, develop, but more importantly get results from simply changing and doing small tweaks that have taken her outside of her comfort zone. So I really wanted to talk to you this afternoon about the importance of stepping outside of your comfort zone and really understanding when you're ready to do that, because sometimes for some of us we actually step outside of our comfort zone and we're not ready, and then what happens is, unfortunately, when we're not ready, we've stepped out of our comfort zone and we don't get the results we actually wanted. Okay, so it is about that willingness to accept that you're ready, and then when you are ready, really taking the bull by the horns and just going for it. And this is what I'm thankful that so many of my clients actually do. So I wanted to reach out to anyone today who might be needing a word of encouragement, just to say that thing you're waiting on, that moment that you're waiting on, really stop and think about whether or not you're ready when that moment comes. Because sometimes that moment arrives and we'll procrastinate and we will still find excuses as to why we still cannot deliver on these tasks, on these activities, on collaborations, on opportunities. And that is actually what holds us back. So, you know, many of us, hi Jenny, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, a lot of us will think about this big idea, and perhaps for some of you from January you had this vision to do something fantastic, and for whatever reason, you know, maybe you've got a desire to grow your business, you're wanting to go into new markets, you're wanting to do something abroad, you're wanting to do retreats, events, write a book. That goal is there in your mind, but perhaps the intention hasn't been set properly with a deadline. Perhaps you haven't actually written down what that transformation would look like, the mini steps you need to take to actually achieve your goals. So I'm asking you this afternoon, I'm good, Monique, how are you doing? I'm asking you this afternoon, what are you doing in your business at the minute? What have you done since January that might have taken you out of your comfort zone? As I said, the client that I met with today, we had a phenomenal day, and she was talking about the fact that what she's understood from me, even though she's worked in her business now for the last 7 years, is that there are certain things you've got to do different. There are certain things you've got to do that will feel awkward at first, but when you've actually qualified that you can get results from those things, and you know the way, the route, you've got someone showing you how to do it, that makes things a lot different. When you've got someone holding you accountable, when you've actually got someone holding your hand or guiding you through the steps you need to take to get the results you're looking for, that can sometimes be what makes the difference. And this is why I love coaching, because what I see is a transformation from having clients that work with me that perhaps don't necessarily have that confidence, not necessarily clear on how they can get their clients, maybe using lots of tactics but really want to get the right tactics so that they're not feeling overwhelmed trying to do everything, to getting the results they want because they're clearer on the path they need to follow. A bit like when you're in an Uber or a sat nav, or you're working with an A to Z map or some kind of navigation tool. Without it, you don't know where you're going. You might be, A to Zing forever because you don't have a clear path. So it's just to put the question to those of you that watch live, and those of you that watch the replay, please do let me know if you've watched the replay. What have you done in your business this year to take you outside of your comfort zone? And for those of you that are watching now, please feel free to interact and let me know, because you know I like the interaction. What have you actually done in the last few months to go outside of your comfort zone? Perhaps you've invested in something. Perhaps you've sought advice from someone. Perhaps you've bought a book. Perhaps you've gone to an event that you would have never have gone to. What have you done by actually going outside of your comfort zone? This month I've spoken in, last month I spoke in Bristol. I'm going to be speaking in Birmingham this month. I've spoken for some private events. I even spoke in a really good event just 2 weeks ago in Barking. And if it's one thing that I know is that too many of us are scared. Too many of us are scared to actually step out. A lot of us are very scared of what people might think, say, how we might come across. But for you to actually get the results you really want, it is important that you're comfortable and ready to step outside of your comfort zone. It's important that you qualify all the things you need to do, okay, and how you're going to do those things and by when, so that you are ready, and that when you take the action, you get the results you want. As I said, sometimes we feel like we're ready and we're not ready. And my client today was saying sometimes procrastination is actually a form of anxiety, which I might be, in agreement with her on actually. Sometimes we procrastinate and we delay our own progression because of fear, because we're anxious about what the outcome's going to be. But you do have to get used to being in business. If you're someone that doesn't like to take risks, if you're someone that's very introverted, doesn't like to come out and speak to people, not really a networker, not really confident in yourself, not really believing in the product or service that you have, maybe you feel really, really overwhelmed, those are the kinds of things that will hold you back from getting the results you want. So with self-belief, with consistency, with the right support, even if you don't invest in a coach or invest in a course or whatever, there might be people around you in your immediate network. That's what's going to get you the results. All right, so I just want to leave you with that thought. What are you doing, and are you doing things at the moment that are getting you results? And if you're not, what are you going to do to change that? How are you going to come out of your comfort zone to ensure that you do get some results before you turn around and it's 2020? All right, because this is the thing. Time runs away with us and then we have regrets. Many of us have regrets because we haven't implemented things we should have, because we haven't actually done the things we wanted to do, because we haven't got clear deadlines or just unclear on what it is we should be doing. So I'll leave you with that thought. What are you unclear on? What have you actually done really well on? What do you want to celebrate today? And what is it you need to do for the rest of the year to ensure you get results? Have a think about that. Let me know via my page. If there's something you're working on at the minute, please feel free to share that in this live stream comments. Feel free to let me know. And if you've got a question for me as well, please feel free to share. Because the thing is, until we start coming out of our comfort zones and really believing in ourselves, right, we're not going to get to the position where we're confident enough to talk up our products and services, to tell people our prices, to connect with people, to do things like live video and, build our networks. And what's fundamental to every single one of our success is our network, is how we connect online, is how we engage with people, and not on social media as you've got to look at the full picture, the strategy you're using. Okay, this is what I teach people on my masterclass. This is what I teach coaching clients. This is what I teach people that work with me. You've got to have a strategy. So for anyone watching this that hasn't yet come out of their comfort zone, who might be unclear on the best way to get results, if you're looking for, solutions rather than being stuck, rather than trying every free webinar and every free download that you can and you're still not getting anywhere, have a look at what you might need to do to get outside of that comfort zone and maybe spend some time, money, looking at what you need to do to get the results you're really after, because that's going to make the difference of whether you stay here or whether you elevate to here. Okay, business growth is not about stationary. You've got to be prepared to take risks. You've absolutely got to be ready to invest in yourself. And I'm not talking about financial, I'm talking about time. Consistency is key. Nothing overnight. All right, so remember,